It's about pride. It's about power. We stay hungry. We devour.
The Rock is the worst rapper of all time.
Black and Samoan in my veins. I've never related to lyrics more.
Has nothing to do with what we're about to talk about anyway.
No. Well, no. Both things are quite scary.
Yeah.
Today we're here to talk about the new Halloween film, Halloween Kills.
Yeah. So sequel to 2018 reboot of the franchise.
Technically a trilogy. Because 18 was a continuation of the first one.
This is technically the third installment. Well, it's going to be 4, which, like, there's another one coming out next year, or whenever the fuck it's coming out, I don't know. But I think they just must have had a trilogy of these planned from the start, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, so the first Halloween movie is obviously regarded as, like,
the best
classic of the genre as a whole. And, yeah, to me, like, the best part of it is, like, it's just such a well-crafted movie. Like, it's so well-directed and just put together. But it's such a basic storyline. Like, it's literally just, like, some psycho breaking out of a ward and going to kill young teens on a Halloween night. Like, it's literally the most basic plot ever. But, yeah, what really elevated the movie was just the people making it with all the, I guess, basic resources they had in fucking 40 years ago.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Michael Myers, though. It's not like he has, like, I mean, he does have abilities, but, like, he doesn't fly and shit. Like, you can just do all that shit with practical effects. He's just like a knife-wielding maniac.
Yeah, but where I was kind of leading to from that is, like, it was so simple back then, but then translating to these sequels years later, like, I'm just gonna get to it. I just don't really like these at all. Like, these recent ones.
This one, I haven't seen the 2018 one.
Yeah.
This one continues off.
Right, like straight away.
Yeah, which the first one did the second one did as well.
The first Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Which now this movie.
That's like retconned.
I don't know. It's the most confusing franchise of all time because there's been like 4 different reboots and remakes and just.
I didn't realise how many there were.
There's a lot.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, and like the original.
He plays like Tommy Doyle, doesn't he?
There's a timeline of it somewhere, and there's literally like 5 or 6 different timelines with. I don't know.
I was trying to watch through videos today, but basically you got the first one, you've got the second one, which was a sequel to the original, but now it's not, because the 2018 one is a sequel to the 1978 one.
But then there was also Halloween H2O, which was
She fakes her death,
which was a sequel to Halloween 1 and 2, but cut out the rest of them after that. And they're like, don't even.
Well, there was Halloween 4 or 3 or 4, which didn't even have Michael Myers in it.
That was 3, yeah.
3, and then 4 was Michael Myers Returns.
Yeah, so just.
And then 5 was Revenge of Michael Myers.
don't even try. Like, it's just whatever. But when it came to the 2018 one, I was actually like really anticipating that because I liked the first original, obviously, and then you had Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her role after she was in a few
40 years.
Few of the sequels, but they weren't that good. I thought that movie actually looked really promising because it was like Michael Myers coming back again, but this time she's like an action hero prepared for it. Like, you think she's gonna trap him and fuck him up and like have this big showdown with him. And I thought that movie just wasted so much potential with that. I just never really capitalized on it. Like, it just built it up so much as that's what it was, and then it just didn't even really deliver. Like, she kind of pretty much ended up just being the same thing happening. And with that movie, it was just like, there were so many subplots and characters making just dumb decisions and shit. Like, I really didn't like that movie at all.
So they're not even brother and sister anymore.
No, so that was with the timeline.
With the second,
the original
sequel.
1, 2, and then
so
the
on.
later on ones that she was in.
Yeah.
So that's completely gone now.
I don't know. To me though, they'll always. I've just always known them as like brother and sister.
Yeah. So that's why it does get a bit kind of confusing sometimes if you like aren't so versed in the lore at this point. Like, if you don't know what's happening, then you just don't even know. But like, this movie Halloween Kills, like, you just can tell that they literally have no story to actually make because this is nothing but kill. Like, all this is rinse and repeat. Introduce random characters that are pretty much dicks and then just murder them straight away. Which you might think would be entertaining, but it's like, I don't know, after a while, they should, like, if they're gonna do that, I wish they would make him almost more superpowered, like an actual.
I mean, he kind of is at
He
the end.
is, like,
This is a spoiler review.
yeah.
Like,
He like, they pretty much,
this movie's a bit cartoonish at some points.
they establish in this that he is like a super villain almost,
yeah.
that just gets more powered up when he gets more kills. And like, well, I'm kind of fine with that. Like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
already he's survived so much shit that you pretty much have to be. Yeah, he is more than just a man. But I don't know. But this, it was just like, I guess because I didn't like the first one that came out in 2018 as well, that I just automatically, like, all the characters in that film who have continued onto this film, I don't even give a shit about, like, any single one of them.
Yeah.
Even with Jamie Lee Curtis, like, her character, the only reason I even like her really is because it's just her acting it. But as a character, she's pretty much just like, she, in the
A
first
fucking nut job.
in the first Halloween, all she is someone who just survives Myers and runs around. She doesn't even do anything. And then that's why with the last one I was like, oh, okay, now she's getting more shit to actually do. She's going to be like a bit of a badass.
Like a
and,
Terminator.
yeah, and go against him, but then didn't end up doing shit and is pretty much on a bed of this whole movie and does literally fuck all.
I feel like she's quite naive as well. Like, she thinks that setting the house on fire will kill him when she knows for a fact that he's, like, survived worse.
See, that is exactly my point. Like, the whole traps and everything she set up, I thought were just so underwhelming, and they ended up doing fuck all. And I'm like, yeah, you're actually just so dumb for thinking any of this was going to work. You just leave him in a room on fire, burning a house down, where there's so many opportunities. You could have done way more damage, and it could have just gone way differently. But I mean, I guess it wouldn't have even mattered anyway, because it just shows that he's pretty much invincible. So I don't know how they're going to kill him. But yeah, this movie was literally just nothing but just having people just come into the movie and just be killed.
Die. Yeah, there were some good kills though.
Yeah, there definitely were. My favourite one was when he kicked the door into the chick's face with the gun. She just shot herself in the head. That
bitch annoyed me so much. That was just fucking like, what?
That's the thing with horror movies. It's like they pretty much just introduce characters that are just the absolute worst human beings on the face of the earth who have one brain cell. And then I'm guessing, well, you're meant to just hate them so much that it's satisfying when they get killed.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, I guess I've just kind of seen that so much at this point. Because, like, but even the characters they try to establish with backstories and shit, I literally just don't even care about at all. Like, the daughter of Jamie Lee Curtis, I wanted to see murdered every 5 seconds. And the granddaughter as well. Just every human character.
She does die at the end though.
Yeah, that's the only redeeming thing of this whole movie for me, is that she got hacked brutally at the end.
And old mate gets his fucking, is it Josh? Gets his head twisted.
Yeah, I don't even remember his name. But the worst part about that was, like, one of the subplots of the 2018 Halloween movie was that they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and then there was this whole, like, teen romance drama subplot of shit. I think he was, like, kind of cheating on her and all this bullshit that I just didn't think needed to be in the movie. And then in this, you're kind of meant to actually be behind him and care about what he's doing. And I'm like, well, in that last movie, I wanted to see you get murdered, and it didn't happen. And thankfully, it did happen very satisfyingly in this one. But then you're just with them the whole time, and then it brings back a bunch of characters from previous movies, but I don't even care about them, because, like, Halloween, the original one, wasn't the memorable shit about it, wasn't the characters except for Michael Myers. Like, I just didn't give a fuck about any single person. So when it's all these people coming back, like, what's his name?
Tommy Doyle.
Yeah, who was the kid of the original one. It's just like, yeah, you were just a kid who was there.
It was satisfying to see him get killed though.
And they all just seemed like so delusional, believing in all this shit, and Jamie Lee Curtis is pretty much just restricted to monologuing this absolute bullshit. Like,
she's hardly even in it, eh?
All that shit where they were like, evil must die, and
like in the hospital bed and stuff.
Like all the people, and they were like, he's making us go crazy. He's making, like, and then that guy,
because they fucking suicide.
And I was just like, I just want to see you all get murdered. And then the guy in the bed, the cop who was actually in the original movie as well, like, he's the only person I was kind of like, oh yeah, I guess you're kind of alright. He's like, Michael Myers doesn't give a fuck about you. Like, he was brought back by some doctor, and he's literally just murdering people.
Yeah.
But then you spend so much of the movie just with them thinking that Michael Myers is coming after them and all this shit, and it making it much more of a big deal than it actually
Yeah,
is.
he's coming to the hospital. He's coming to the hospital.
That was
Nowhere
what, like,
near the fucking hospital.
Yeah, that was like what the whole first half of the movie is, and then you literally just see him walking around just killing random people brutally,
which is what I want to see.
which was good, but like, I need that for 90 minutes because I just don't even want to spend 1 second with any of the characters in this movie.
Yeah.
I hated all of them. I just really hated them, and then I don't know. That's the whole. I just really just hated everybody and hated everything. This wasn't even really a movie to me because
No.
it was clearly just a cash grab. Like the second part between like that last one and then the next one, which was I guess when the big final showdown is going to happen. This was literally nothing but Michael Myers kills, and could easily just not have existed, and it wouldn't have changed anything.
The problem is though, like, I just don't think it. Like this third one doesn't mean anything to me because
Yeah.
I just don't think Michael Myers can be killed
Yeah.
after what happened. Like literally getting fucking beaten to death.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that can happen to make me think he will.
I literally
Die?
don't know unless they're gonna establish that there's some kind of like connection between him and fucking Curtis where she has to go down with him or something. I don't know. I feel like they have to
What,
have
like where she kissed him in the original?
yeah, but I feel like there has to be something more there. Otherwise, it's kind of just been pointless the whole time. This whole
I just don't
obsession
know. I don't
and
know what else
everything.
there could be. Like this just kind of was just bland and boring.
I just really hated I actually hated this movie a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was just I don't know. It was him murdering people is what I wanted to see, but at the same time, it's like you can just go watch a compilation of Michael Myers murdering people on the internet. Like
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go watch like the original and just like see. Like, I hate. I don't know if it's just me, but I hate seeing Michael Myers up close.
yeah,
Like I feel like it humanizes him
that's one of my
way
favorite
more.
part. Of, like the best parts of Halloween was him.
Like
he was in the
stalking,
background the whole
yeah.
time, and you had to kind of like.
And it wasn't
you
like a forced shot. It was like
you wouldn't even probably notice him most of the time unless like you knew he was there because he'd
Yeah.
just be in the background just following people, and that's why like it was so good because it was like you're getting so engaged as a viewer, as opposed to this one. Yeah, it's just close-ups of him murdering people, and you're kind of just like, okay, he's just killing people and killing people. That's why with Friday the 13th, like after it had been that for a while, I actually love Jason X, even though most people think it's like the worst movie ever made, where they just put Jason into space and the kills are just so over the top, and it's just like probably is one of the dumbest movies ever, but
yeah.
I find it just so entertaining because it just took it to a whole new level of just ridiculousness where I think, I don't know, at this point, because I feel they kind of ruined because all the potential they had for actual character depth and shit, I thought was just kind of taken out of the first one, where you actually wanted to see them go up against each other, and then that was just the most underwhelming shit ever. So then at this point, just didn't give a fuck.
To be fair, like even with the 2018 one, the only character I ever give a shit about is Jamie Lee Curtis,
And then she wasn't even in the film.
and it's like, well,
That's why I just.
but I
don't
feel
even-
like that's what the whole. Even though they're not brother and sister, that's just what the whole of Halloween is based on, I feel.
like them two kind of. Well,
Yeah.
that's what it made it seem like, but then that's barely even been what this has been about. But they've just had the daughter with in the last one. There was just she was like disowned the mother, and then the granddaughter who had just some teen fucking bullshit going. Like it's just all these people just in the movies that I don't even care about.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I guess of the first one, it kind of. It had a similar ending where the daughter like draws Michael out into a trap, but then so as if she's had like some training and shit like that as well, but then she never does anything with it as well. She's just in the hospital with Jamie Lee Curtis. Just what was she even doing? Just standing around, just doing fuck all. And then I would have loved it if this was like a found footage movie on Michael Myers and he just walks around and kills everyone.
Yeah.
But then
Like Slender Man type thing.
I just don't know. I hate this movie. Was just
I can't think of anything they could have like done more, like realistically done more to make the film that much better though. I just don't think the characters in the film were well enough equipped to like make me give
They
a shit.
should have just had Michael Myers literally powered up to absolute Hulk level and have him
I
just
reckon they will for the third
and
one.
have him like throwing people through walls and power bombing them through tables and just doing choke slams and just like shit
Yeah.
like that to make it instead of just like him even still just getting kills with weapons at this point is just the same shit
The
you've seen
third
1,000
one,
times.
the third one surely has to be that. Like after the end of this movie, like
Yeah.
we have. I mean, you honestly
But that's
could, this
why-
could even not be a spoiler review at this point. But
Yeah,
like,
because what have you really said? He just goes around and kills people. But that's what I'm
Yeah.
meaning. It's like it's not even really a movie because there's absolutely nothing to this movie when you break it down. The town like comes together to kill Michael Myers, but then the only one really with a connection is the one who was a kid from the first
yeah,
movie.
Doyle,
And I just wanted to see his head cleaved off at every point
because he's a fucking baldwee
he was
twat.
just some crazy fuck that was just like, we need to get him, we need to get, like, I don't know, I just really hate with this franchise. I don't know. I'm not even the biggest fan of the franchise. I literally only really watch either the first one. I don't like any of the rest of them. So, I don't know. Maybe if you're like a die-hard fan of the original movie and you're like, oh yeah, it's that little 5-year-old boy who was getting babysat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back to kill Michael. And
I mean,
then-
like there are other characters from the original,
yeah.
but like they die like straight away.
Yeah, but that was like, I actually loved that so much.
I love them dying, but I
Yeah.
just didn't care. Like I didn't care about the characters. I
But
just like the style
that's
of the
the
kill.
thing. That's what I was like meaning before. It's that the first one, the characters were shit, but it was just how well made the movie was. Is why it's good.
Yeah.
Like nothing to do with the characters about that's good at all. So that's why it's just like when they're bringing back these old characters, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Have them absolutely murdered in the most brutal fashion. And thankfully, it does happen a lot. But then I just everything between that, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this. Not like just for me, this is
It is a bit
it's
of a
not even a
non-movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Because it just is what it's just a
Feels like a fever dream.
cash grab to bridge over from the last one to the next one, just with a bunch of kills in it.
But like, what are they even gonna do for the third one?
I don't know, but I just don't.
Like,
even
if they're
care.
gonna pick up right where they left. Also,
you-
how the fuck did nobody notice Michael Myers into the house at the end?
Yeah. And what? None of them heard him just keep getting like shot and murdering everyone like one
Yeah.
street away.
Like,
I had so many problems with this movie, but honestly, I'm just trying to blank it out of my memory already because it just I don't know.
yeah, I just
there was
want to go.
nothing. There was no substance to it. I thought whatsoever.
I will just go rewatch like Michael Myers compilations next time though. Like, I won't even bother.
Literally, because that's pretty much all this was, but then dragged out. Like they had to have a bunch of flashbacks and shit to make this like the length of
Yeah.
an actual movie. With some shit with the
To be fair, that's like the problem with basing a movie off of one night though.
yeah, and then they've kind of had to keep doing it with this one as well, because otherwise it's like, oh, it's not even Halloween anymore. Like they have to have this old shit happen in the exact same night, and like it just isn't like really even that realistic or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's pretty shit. I mean, I was gonna say it's a pretty shit movie, but it's just pretty shit. Yeah, I mean, Myers is like the only good part of this. The fact that he's like kind of hulks up at the end will be good to see what they do in the third movie. But apart from that, like,
Everything else
just
around
was
that is just,
boring.
I just don't even know how to describe it. It's just devoid of all life, like I feel now. But
Yeah, there's nothing memorable about this movie. Like, there were some good kills, but nothing memorable. There was like, no, I don't feel there was any standout moments.
no, and I don't know, like literally what everyone who gets killed in this movie is pretty much just like there's someone who was in the first one who was like I don't know.
a like C grade character.
Yeah, or they're just random people reintroduced. So how you meant to care about anything that's
Yeah,
happening?
like, oh my god, this is the woman from the first one, and
But this was
like
a-
scene
This
4
was a
in the background.
psychiatrist in that one scene when he
Yeah.
broke out of the asylum.
It's like,
and then she was hung up on a swan.
yeah,
Like that whole scene was pretty crack up and everything.
with
but
the
then
pumpkins on the head of the
all
flood
the shit in the
black
hospital
people.
was just like, you all sound insane. Like to me, I've always just saw, I don't know. I guess at the end of this movie, after he was revealed to be a bit supernatural, I guess it does add actually something more to it. But up until then, I'm like, yeah, Michael Myers, like just some random guy was killing people, and they're all trying to have like this personal connection about it, which I was just like, you all sound absolutely insane, and well, at least most of them die.
They make a man kill himself.
Oh yeah, the
Bloody
fucking-
hermit.
Yeah, so that was like, I guess it was kind of alluding to the idea of Michael kind of like wherever he goes, it's almost like Pennywise, like he infects the town by just being around.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't even feeling like he's such like a, like delinquent and he just walks around and just does shit like he's not even directly involved. So I was just like, I don't know. I just wasn't even giving a shit about that storyline and all the fucking bullshit monologues and shit they were doing about him. I don't know. I just hated it. I really just.
Yeah, no, it is shit.
But I didn't even care enough really to even hate it. It was just nothing to me. And I'll never.
Yeah, I mean, it wasted like an hour and a half of my life, but.
But then I guess the last one did as well. So
I haven't watched the last one. So.
At least that one had like some actual. Like
Jamie Lee Curtis being a badass,
kind of some family drama, which like I didn't really like.
Which isn't even family drama.
At least they tried to do something with her, like trying to protect her family and setting up all these traps and everything, and thinking he was coming for her. But then that's just all gone in this movie, and I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one way to fix the franchise, and it's bring back Paul Rudd and bloody Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, literally. Chuck Dwayne on the soundtrack as well.
It's my pride, it's my power. We stay hungry, we devour. Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say about this.
No, I don't know what is worse, Dwayne's bloody rap or this
Dwight
this
and Michael
movie.
Scott's rap is the greatest rap. But
fucking lazy Scranton.
Yeah, but if I'd literally rank this Hunger Fuck.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It was just an absolute hunk.
I'm kind of annoyed that we have this YouTube channel at this point because I didn't want to watch this.
Yeah.
Like, I never would have watched this if we didn't have this.
Oh, I probably would have anyway, but I mean, I
was kind of excited for it. I watched some reviews and they were like, oh, you know, it has its moments. People said there was like some ill-timed comedy in this movie.
The last movie definitely, like, it was like at points it would just become like an Avengers movie. Like,
no, but like I can't even remember any comedy in this movie except for the black bitch shooting herself in the face.
Yeah,
that was the only scene I laughed at.
I laughed and like wanted to just go jerk off to the death scenes because I hated the characters so much.
Yeah,
that's how satisfying it was for me. I can't really think of as much.
They based like the first 20 or so minutes on the buddy doctor couple.
Yeah, like, see, that's the thing. It's like bring all these characters together and they're just murdered straight away.
Yeah, I understand you want us to like,
but
care
I knew
that
was going to happen though.
Yeah, same. But like, I just didn't care about them enough.
Neither. But I was like, yeah, you're all gonna die. That's the only redeeming thing for me was that I thought that the like Tommy Doyle and main Lee Curtis's daughter were gonna survive, but I loved seeing them get hacked brutally. Like, I don't know how anyone would even care about these people or this movie or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, no, this movie sucked. Let us know in the comments. Have you actually seen this movie? If so,
but I feel like people will just be like, "Oh, it's so entertaining."
It just wasn't.
Loved watching him kill people, which I did, but I don't know.
But yeah, let us know in the comments what you thought of the movie. If you've watched it, if you haven't, go watch it and then come back. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Piece of shit.
Pride, power, hungry, devour. Peace.
Face off.